My fiancée said at our engagement party she only said yes for the ring. I took it back in front of everyone. Now she's trying to rewrite the story. Some background. I've been with Tina for 3 years. She's an event manager at a boutique agency and runs a pretty successful lifestyle Instagram on the side, around 40,000 followers. I'm an architect, co-own a small studio with 3 other people here in Capitol Hill. We don't live together. She has her place in Fremont and I'm in a condo downtown, but we stay over at each other's places a few nights a week. Our families know each other. We've done holidays together, talked about the future, all that normal couple stuff. I thought we were on the same page about most things. Here's where it gets complicated. When I started thinking about proposing last year, I wanted to use my grandmother's ring. It's a simple gold band with a small diamond, plain but meaningful. My grandmother wore it for 62 years of marriage to my grandfather. It's not flashy, but it represented something real to me. Tina shut that down fast. She said it wasn't her aesthetic, didn't match her personal brand, wouldn't photograph well for the announcement post. She actually said, "Babe, I love the sentiment, but I can't post that on my feed." I was disappointed, but I get it. Not everyone wants a family heirloom, especially when their whole career is built on curated visuals. So I asked what she wanted instead. She had a very specific vision: oval blue sapphire, at least 2 carats, white gold setting with a diamond halo. She wanted it to look vintage but be new, something Princess Diana would wear but modern. She sent me links to specific jewelers, including one in Pike Place Market that specializes in custom pieces. Price tag around $9,000, give or take depending on the stone quality. I make decent money. We had a good year at the studio, and I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to feel excited about getting engaged. So I saved up and bought it. Took me about 4 months to get the cash together. The day I picked it up, the jeweler told me, "Whoever this is for has excellent taste. This is a showpiece." I remember feeling proud, like I'd done something right. The look on her face when I proposed made it seem worth it. She cried, she said yes. She posted 6 different angles of the ring within an hour. Everything seemed perfect. The engagement party was her project completely. She planned everything herself, which makes sense given her job. We rented a rooftop bar downtown, this trendy place on 4th Avenue with wraparound views of Elliott Bay and the ferries coming in. She invited about 60 people. Both our families, her college friends, her coworkers from the agency, some of my colleagues from the studio, and various people from her Instagram world I'd met maybe once or twice. Everything looked great, honestly. The catering was on point, the lighting was perfect, and she'd even arranged for a content creator friend to do candid photography all night. She was in her element. This was what she did professionally, and she was showing everyone she could execute flawlessly. I spent most of the night making small talk with various relatives from both sides. My mom kept pulling me aside to tell me how beautiful everything looked and how lucky I was. Tina's dad gave me this weird, half-threatening, half-joking speech about taking care of his daughter. Standard engagement party stuff. Around 10:30, I went to find Tina to see if she wanted to do a goodbye toast or wrap things up soon since we'd been there for 4 hours. She was near the bar with her college friends, the ones she still meets up with every few months for brunch and wine. They were all pretty drunk at this point. The open bar had hit everyone hard. They were huddled around her in this tight circle, looking at the ring, doing that thing women do where they all squeal and grab each other's arms. I was maybe 5 or 6 feet away when I heard one of her friends, I think her name's Morgan, asked, "So when did you know Liam was the one?" Tina laughed. Not a cute laugh, a sharp one. She held up her hand, tilted it so the ring caught the light and said, "Honestly, I was just waiting for the right ring. Who it came from doesn't matter. If the ring's good, you say yes, the wedding itself, whatever." There was this beat of silence, then she kept going. "I've never loved him that much anyway, but this ring, this one's worth it." Her friends went quiet. A couple people nearby stopped talking. I was standing right there. She knew I was there. I don't think she cared. I didn't yell. I didn't cause a scene beyond what was already happening. I walked over, took her hand gently and said, "Thanks for being honest." Then I slid the ring off her finger and put it in my pocket. I'm not marrying someone who only agreed because of jewelry. Tina's face changed instantly. She tried to laugh it off. Babe, I'm just kidding. Everyone chill. I didn't respond to that. Found my parents, nodded to hers, and left. My phone blew up immediately. Tina called 6 times before I got home. Her mom called. Her dad called. I ignored all of it, went to my apartment, set the ring on my kitchen counter, and sat there for about 2 hours just replaying the last 3 years in my head. Tina's always cared about image. Her Instagram, the places we go, the photos she posts. I thought it was just her job bleeding into her personal life. But now I'm realizing I can't remember a single conversation we've had about actual marriage logistics, joint finances, buying a house, kids. Whenever I brought that stuff up, she'd change the subject or say, we'll figure it out later. But planning this party, she had spreadsheets. The messages that night were what you'd expect. Tina alternated between, I was drunk, I didn't mean it, and you embarrassed me in front of everyone. Her mom sent me a novel about how I humiliated their daughter publicly. Her dad called me immature. My phone was a disaster. I didn't respond, just saved it all. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Part of me wants to believe she was just drunk and stupid, but another part of me heard how easily those words came out of her mouth. Like it was something she'd thought before, maybe even said before to other people. Was I wrong to take the ring back right there? Should I have waited until we were alone? I keep going back and forth. But in the moment, standing there listening to her talk about me like I was a transaction, I couldn't pretend everything was fine. Edit. Holy hell, I did not expect this response. A few people are asking about the ring legally and whether I can keep it. I looked it up. In Washington state, an engagement ring is considered a conditional gift. If the marriage doesn't happen, the person who gave it can take it back. So yeah, legally it's mine. Someone asked if there's video. The venue had a media team. I haven't asked for footage yet, but I'm thinking about it now. Update 1. So I wasn't planning to update this fast, but things have escalated in ways I didn't expect. The morning after the party, I woke up to 23 missed calls and about 40 text messages. Tina showed up at my apartment around 8 in the morning. I didn't know she still had the building code. I thought I'd asked management to deactivate it after we had a fight a few months ago and she showed up unannounced, but apparently that never happened. She knocked for about 5 minutes before I opened the door. She looked rough. No makeup, eyes swollen from crying, wearing sweatpants and one of my old hoodies she'd borrowed months ago and never returned. The whole devastated girlfriend aesthetic. She started with the script I expected. I don't remember everything clearly. I was so drunk, Liam. Whatever I said, it was just drunk talk. You know I didn't mean any of that. Classic damage control. She was doing that thing where she made her voice really small and soft, like she was fragile, and I was being cruel by not immediately forgiving her. I let her talk for maybe 2 minutes. Then I asked her straight up, if I hadn't bought that specific ring, if there was no fancy party, no Instagram announcement, would you still want to marry me? Just me, us. The actual relationship. She hesitated, for way too long. It was at least 10 seconds of her staring at me, then looking away, then looking back. Then she gave me this circular answer about how she loves me in her own way, and how everyone dreams about a perfect proposal, and it doesn't mean she doesn't care about me, and that I was being unfair by asking her loaded questions when she was emotionally vulnerable. She talked for probably 3 minutes without actually answering. She couldn't just say yes. That's when it clicked for me. This whole thing, the engagement, the wedding, it was a project to her. Content, an aesthetic, a branding opportunity, not a partnership, not a commitment to building a life together. I told her that directly. Tina, I think you wanted a wedding more than you wanted a marriage. You wanted an engagement ring more than you wanted to be engaged to me. She switched gears immediately. The softness dropped. Okay, fine, we're both upset. But we're already engaged. Both families are invested. Everyone knows, just give me the ring back and we can move forward. I explained, probably more patiently than I should have, that an engagement ring is a conditional gift. The condition is marriage. No marriage, no ring. It's literally the law in Washington state. I'd already looked it up. She did not take that well. She actually said, "You're really going to be that petty?" After 3 years together, after everything I've invested in this relationship, the way she said invested bothered me, like she'd put money into a stock. I told her I wasn't being petty. I just wasn't going to hand over $9,000 to someone who admitted in front of 60 people that she only said yes because the ring was nice enough, not because she loved me. She left after that. Slammed my door hard enough that my neighbor probably heard it. Then I got a DM that changed everything. One of Tina's bridesmaids, Claire, messaged me on Instagram. Her message was careful, like she'd thought about it before sending. "I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I'd want to know if I were you." This wasn't the first time Tina said something like that. At her bachelorette planning brunch last month, she told us she'd only say yes if the ring was Instagram-worthy and the wedding was sponsor-ready. She talked about trying to get vendors to comp services in exchange for social media promotion. A few of us were uncomfortable, but we figured she was just joking around. After last night, I don't think she was joking. The message continued, "You should get the video from the venue." I'm sure she's going to tell a different story to her followers and anyone who will listen. She's already texted the group saying you humiliated her for no reason and that she was clearly kidding. But I was standing right there. She wasn't kidding. "I'm sorry this happened." I thanked Claire and told her I appreciated her honesty. Then I called the venue immediately. I explained the situation, probably sounding a little desperate, and she said, "Oh yeah, the media team mentioned something felt off last night. Give me a few hours, I'll get you the footage." They sent me a Dropbox link by early afternoon. Full footage from 3 different cameras. And yeah, it's all there. Multiple angles of Tina making those comments, clear audio of exactly what she said. Her friends' uncomfortable reactions. People nearby stopping their conversations. Me walking over, calmly removing the ring while she tried to laugh it off. My face completely neutral, not angry, just done. Then me leaving without causing any kind of scene beyond what her words had already created. I watched it 4 times. Seeing it from different angles actually made it worse, because you could see how calculated her energy was all night. Performative. Every move designed for content. I saved that video to Google Drive, an external hard drive, and my laptop. 3 separate places. I haven't posted it anywhere yet. I'm not trying to destroy her publicly. But if she tries to twist this into something it wasn't, if she tries to make me look like the bad guy who overreacted to an innocent joke, I have proof of exactly what happened. I called my business partner and told him everything. He's been my friend since college, and he's seen me and Tina together plenty. He wasn't shocked. He actually said, "I always thought she treated you like an accessory. I just didn't want to say it." That stung more than it should have. So here's where I am now. I've officially ended the engagement. I drafted a message to both sets of parents explaining my decision and asking them to respect it. I'm going to start canceling whatever deposits we put down, though most of that was on her end since she insisted on planning everything. For now, I'm staying quiet. No social media posts, no public statements. Just waiting to see what Tina does next, because I have a feeling this isn't over. Update 2. As expected, she wouldn't let this go quietly. About a week ago, Tina posted on Instagram. Long caption, multiple slides, the works. She framed the whole thing as me being controlling, volatile, and emotionally abusive. According to her version, I ripped the ring off her finger as punishment for one joke, and abandoned her in front of everyone while she was vulnerable and intoxicated. No mention of what she actually said at the party. No context. Just me as the villain who gaslit her and used financial manipulation by taking back the ring. Her comments filled up fast. Friends, coworkers, random followers, everyone calling me toxic, a narcissist, accusing me of financial abuse. A few mutuals reached out asking what the hell happened, and I could tell they believed her version. I didn't respond immediately. I watched it spread for a few hours. Her post got shared to Instagram stories by at least a dozen people I know. She was building a narrative and it was working. Then I posted the video. No caption, No explanation, just the raw footage from the venue showing exactly what happened. Her words clear as day, the uncomfortable silence, me calmly taking the ring and leaving. The response was instant. Comments on her post started turning. People asking why she'd said that if it was just a joke. Asking why she lied about how I took the ring. Some were brutal. That doesn't sound like a joke. You knew what you were doing. Maybe he dodged a bullet. Tina deleted her post within 3 hours, but screenshots live forever. People had already saved it, posted it elsewhere, sent it around. Her carefully crafted victim narrative collapsed in real time. 2 days later, I got a letter from a lawyer, not a good lawyer, one of those billboard guys. The letter demanded 3 things: return the ring, pay half the costs for the party and any wedding expenses, and remove the video with a public apology for defaming and humiliating her. I took it to my own attorney. He read it and actually laughed. "This is nonsense," he said. "The ring is legally mine as a conditional gift. The party was her idea, her planning, her expenses. And the video is documentation of a public event where she said those things out loud. Truth isn't defamation." My attorney sent back a response that basically said, No, and if you keep making false accusations, we'll consider countersuing for defamation. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't. Tina tried to get me in trouble at work. She filed some kind of complaint with my studio's HR, except we don't really have HR because there's only 4 of us and we're all partners. She claimed I'd been threatening and harassing her. My business partner fielded the email, showed me, and we both just stared at it in disbelief. He replied professionally, said there was no validity to the claims, and suggested she stop contacting our business. Then she went after my building. Someone, I'm assuming Tina or one of her friends, called my apartment management and made an anonymous complaint about me harassing women in the building. The property manager actually pulled me aside, and I could tell he felt awkward bringing it up. I showed him the video, explained the situation, and he immediately understood. He made a note in my file that the complaint was unfounded, checked the camera logs showing I'd had no confrontations with anyone, and told me if she kept it up, he'd consider it harassment toward me. It became clear to me that Tina wasn't just upset. She was trying to destroy my reputation because I wouldn't play along with her rewrite. I started documenting everything. Every message, every call, every attempt to contact me through third parties. I kept a log with dates and times. My attorney suggested I might need to file for a restraining order if this continued. At this point, I wasn't heartbroken anymore. I was just tired, and a little bit angry, not at the breakup, but at the fact that she couldn't just let it end. She had to make me into a monster to justify what she'd done. Edit, someone asked if I still have the ring. I don't. I sold it a few days ago to a jeweler who specializes in estate pieces. Got about $7,000 for it, which I put some into the studio. The ring's gone. I don't need it sitting around reminding me of this mess. Final update. This is probably going to be my last update unless something truly insane happens. I think I've reached the end of this saga and I'm ready to move forward. After my last post, things got worse before they got better. Tina didn't stop. She started showing up at my studio. Not every day, but enough. Coincidentally, walking by when I was leaving, sitting at the coffee shop across the street, sending messages from new numbers and email addresses when I blocked the old ones. My business partner witnessed one encounter where she tried to corner me outside and demand we talk like adults. I walked past her without engaging and he told me I needed to file for a restraining order. He was right. I submitted the petition with everything I'd been documenting, the video from the party, screenshots of her false posts online and the subsequent deletion, the lawyer's letters, emails showing her complaints to my work and building, security footage from my apartment showing her arriving unannounced, messages from burner numbers that were clearly her. The hearing was 2 weeks ago. Tina showed up with a new lawyer dressed like she was going to a funeral, very intentional. Her attorney tried to paint me as vindictive, said I'd publicly shamed her with the video and that she just wanted closure and dialogue. The judge watched the video, read through the documented pattern of harassment. looked at the evidence of her using official channels and public platforms to spread false information about me. Then he said, and I'm paraphrasing, "You made a statement at a public event that ended your engagement." He documented the truth. Everything after that has been you repeatedly contacting him after he's made clear he wants no contact. This is textbook harassment. He granted the restraining order, 12 months. No contact, no third-party contact, has to stay a certain distance from my home and work. Tina's lawyer tried one last play as we were leaving. He pulled my attorney aside and said if I deleted the video and stopped damaging her reputation, they'd drop everything. No more demands for the ring, no more legal threats, they just disappear. I told my lawyer to decline. I'm not negotiating with someone who spent weeks trying to ruin my life. The video stays because it's the truth. The ring is already sold, and I'm done giving her any power over me. Here's something I didn't expect. The fallout on her end has been significant. I heard through mutuals that she lost most of the deposits for the wedding vendors. Venue, photographer, florist, her dress, all of it. Her parents apparently lost about $15,000 total. More than that, her reputation in the Seattle events industry took a hit. A few potential clients saw the whole mess unfold online and quietly backed out. It's a small community here and word travels. When you're in the business of making people's special days perfect, having your own public disaster doesn't inspire confidence. I don't take pleasure in that, but I also don't feel guilty. She made her choices. And then something happened that I genuinely didn't see coming. About a week after the restraining order, Tina violated it. She showed up at my studio around closing time, clearly emotional, saying she needed to explain herself one last time. My business partner was still there. He immediately called the police while I stayed inside. 2 officers showed up, talked to her, verified the restraining order, and gave her a formal warning. They told her if it happened again, she'd be arrested. Apparently that incident made its way through her professional network. A couple of people I know in the event planning world told me she's basically unhireable now. She's probably going to have to leave Seattle entirely if she wants to rebuild her career. On my end, things have gotten better, quieter. I've been working on a new project for the studio, going to the gym more, seeing friends I'd neglected, remembering what my life was like before everything became about managing someone else's image. A few weeks ago, I ran into Amelia. She's a photographer who's done some shoots for our studio projects. We'd always been friendly, but nothing beyond professional. She reached out right after everything blew up, just a simple message. Saw what happened. If you need anything, let me know. She didn't ask for details, didn't want gossip, just offered support and then left me alone. That meant more than she probably realized. We got coffee last week, then dinner a few days ago. She's easy to talk to. She actually worked with Tina once on a styled shoot and said she got weird vibes but didn't want to make assumptions. We laughed about that. It felt good to laugh. I'm not jumping into anything, I'm not ready for that. But it's nice to remember that not everyone is performing all the time. Some people are just genuine. Tina wanted an Instagram-perfect proposal, a viral ring, a sponsor-ready wedding. I wanted a partner. Turns out the only thing she was ever engaged to was the lifestyle. I'm engaged to my peace now, and that's staying on. No returns, no exchanges. This is my last update. I'm closing this chapter. Thanks for everything, Reddit.